Hello everyone, my name is Paisley. My majors are accounting and computer information technology. So I decided to do my research more on the IT part of my major. So it's called the impact of emotional design on online shopping. So while I was doing my research on the online websites, I discovered that there are two levels of emotional design. And those levels are the visceral, the behavioral, and the reflective design. So in an online shopping website, the visceral design is the appearance. So it's like maybe the aesthetics, the visual, how the website looks to the customer. And then the behavioral function is the functionality of the website. So do all the functions work together? And then lastly, the reflective level is how does this website benefit you as the customer? How does it give you satisfaction, and why is it worth your time to explore this website? So yeah, so I explored how these three levels of emotional design affect the process of online shopping. So my research question is, how do various commerce websites use emotional design, and how does it affect the user? So while I was doing my literature review, I split it into three major parts. The first one is patterns that generate trust, and the second one is usability and aesthetics, and the third big section is user perspective. So for patterns that generate trust, it includes these positive patterns like safe exploration, deferred choices, and social proof. So I'll explain briefly what this means. So safe exploration and deferred choices are, let's say within an online shopping context, it's if you can redo, undo your choices, remove your things from the cart safely without losing anything or anything causing harm to you. So that can really help a customer feel more trustworthy towards the website. And lastly, social proof is other customers' feedback, their opinions, their reviews on the website, and this can also help you trust the website more. And then the next section is usability and aesthetics. This refers to the visual and behavioral level of emotional design. And so aesthetics, it includes visual communication, color. And then usability, it includes functions. And since the dominant digital platform nowadays is like our mobile phones, so it's very important for websites to be properly designed on their phones so that customers can access it anywhere at any time. And then lastly, it's user perspective. So this touches on the reflective level of emotional design. And it includes next step possibility. That means like, does the website prompt to do anything else? Like if you click on this, does it give you another option? And then does this website attract user attention? Is it convenient to use as a guest? Like is it low effort, low commitment? And then what makes this website more unique than another website? And most importantly, is it text secure? So yeah, I'll briefly describe my methodology. So I did quantitative and qualitative methodology. So for my quantitative, I developed a rubric based on my research with certain criteria to grade each website. And then I chose 5 websites. So I asked the age group of like high school and college students what online websites they use. And I chose 5 of them. So the first one is Brandy Melville, which is focused more on girls and women. And then Cinch jeans and shirts. They have a women's section, but it's mostly towards men and boys. And then I chose Zara, ASOS, and I scored each website. And then for my qualitative methodology, I analyzed each score and made recommendations for each website. Okay, so this is just an illustration of my rubric. So I scored them based on above expectation, below expectation, or below expectations. And then this is the criteria for visual design. So overall balance of the website, how does the product look, the graphics and shapes, movements on the website, the background design, and the text format. And then for behavioral design, it's the functions, the text description, speed and compatibility, whether it's mobile friendly or not, and then safe exploration. And lastly, for the reflective design, it's user benefits, the next step possibility, accessibility, whether the website is reliable or not, convenience browsing as a guest, and most importantly, text secure. And then here I will show you all. So I did my analysis and on every single score. So it's around 53 pages of like detailed analysis. But since we don't have time to go through every single one, I'll just show you all the highlights. So first of all, for branding logo, this is the rubric that I made, and then they scored a 34 on behavioral emotional design. So for example, their speed was good. Everything loaded really quick, but the compatibility. So I pulled branding logo on Firefox, and actually everything was very distorted on Firefox. Like none of the prices aligned, and then even when you press on products, you couldn't see the product very clearly. So it's hard for customers to trust a website like this to make sure that everything's going to work on their website. So that's why I gave this for 3 days below expectation, because the website isn't going to work on Firefox, and for the small percentage of people who use Firefox, branding logo is going to lose all of those customers. So you're distorted, and then the price is not aligned. And then nextly, for mobile-friendly design, I gave a score of 10 because it was above my expectations. So everything on the website was very simple, very easily understandable, and then the aesthetics are very pleasant. And then also on a laptop, the images were very big and really hard to scroll through, but on the phone, they were very nicely portrayed. So that's I gave a score. For the second website, Cinch, jeans and shirts, they did the best for behavioral emotional design. They got a score of 36 out of the 5 websites. But I gave them a score of 6 for text description because they met expectations. They had descriptions, but they were all written in long sentences and like a paragraph. So it was very exhausting to read, especially if you're just browsing through a lot of the products. Later, I'll show you another website that did very well with text description. And then for safe expiration, I gave them a score of 9 because, first of all, they saved all my items in the cart, and then they also have options to check out as a guest or sign in. So they really consider their customers and what's comfortable for them if they want to make an account or they just want to browse as a guest. And then they also had an international checkout, which has the currency exchange also. So they really considered all their customers overseas. So that's why I gave them a score of 9. So they went above expectations. Yeah. For Zara, this is their visceral emotional design. So I gave them a score of 2 for overall balance, and they got the lowest for visceral because everything on Zara was just big images across the whole page. Some of them were sideways, and then they also had really distracting videos, really flashy. Every day was a different kind of video, and then it was just very distracting to the eye. And then when you scroll, I think it lags. It wasn't the Wi-Fi or internet, but every website, every other browser I tried on, when you scroll, it just lagged. I think that was just design, so it was hard to get to where I wanted to go. And then because of the background being so many different colors, some of the text blended in, so it was hard to see where you can click on to find more products. And then within each product, they were all aligned differently. So there's 3, 1, and then 1 in the middle, 2 at the sides. There was just no image pattern or any balance on the page. So it gave it a messy and not organized look to the whole website. That's why they got a score of 2. Yeah. The next website, for ASOS, compared to Zara, they did very well for overall balance. But I gave them a score of 37 for the visual design, and then I'll just show you all just parts of this website. So for the homepage, it's very balanced. You see the shop for women, shop for men, and then you just click on it. And then for graphic movement, when you hover over an image, it just like gives you a different angle, so it's not too distracting. And then the visual symbols are very self-explanatory and simple to understand. And then for text description, they did very well because they had simple names for the text for each product at the top, but then if you wanted to learn more about each product, you would just click on these little sections for you to learn more, so it wasn't exhausting to read through it all. And then lastly, for athletics, this is their reflective promotional design rubric, and they did very well for reliability. So for the other four websites, there was actually no feedback or no reviews from anyone, so it was hard for me to determine if it's like trustworthy, if the products are good quality or not. But for athletics, they actually did very well for reliability. They had very good product description, and then they had a section where you can upload your image for other people to see, or for you to even see what other people uploaded. And then for reviews, they have the ratings, the recommendations, the percentages even of people who recommend, and then they have more reviews and then comments. So they had all kinds of reviews possible. So they did very well for reliability and for people to be able to know what the products, what the website offers. So yeah, that's why they did a high score. And then so my recommendations, so based on my analysis, this is what's working. And good mobile design is working, and then convenience browsing as a guest, so you don't have to sign in on any apps. And then safe exploration, page balance, and product description. And most importantly, reliable reviews. And then what some of the websites lack. So for brand new logo, it was compatibility. For cinch, jeans and shirts, it was an amount of text. And then page alignment and balance for Zara. And reviews and reliability for all of those four websites, and then convenience for athletics. Okay, so a website that successfully incorporates emotional design will positively affect or give positive emotional experience to their customers, which leads to increased engagement, customer satisfaction, and sales. And the reason I chose to do my research on this topic is because I'm a frequent online shopper. So while I was shopping, I actually realized some of this, or I noticed some of these small details, and what leads me to eventually purchasing a product, or leads me to not even look at the website or not. So I realized these small details, and then when I was reading about the emotional design, I thought this was very interesting and how this can affect how the customers feel like. And then also, because my major is IT, so I've had to design some of the websites. And then while learning about each website and learning about the emotional design, I noticed what details customers want, what they expect, what attracts them, and basically how to design a great website for them to succeed in a competitive market. Yeah. And then for further research, this is just my initial, very basic general view of this topic, but to expand on this research in the future, I can do surveys so I can have the audience score the websites, and then have their opinions on the aesthetics and functions, and then average the scores so that it's more accurate. And then I can choose more or less popular websites. I can even look at the larger websites like Amazon, eBay, Target, Walmart, the big ones. And then for this project, I did it mostly on clothing, not shoes even, but I can even choose food, decorations, cost of supplies, shoes for to expand on this research. And then lastly, for future research, I can look at different demographics at different ages. Or I can ask, based on other people's race and ethnicity, if they show up at a different website or if they prefer this website. and then also look at how other countries design their websites. Yeah. And that's it. Thank you.
Great job. And it's been a wonderful opportunity for me to work with Ms. Lee. She's a wonderful person and a great student. I'm very thankful. I'm Thomas Snow. Doesn't matter. I work with her, as I mentioned. I'm very, very honored. Do we place it over or stand it?
So when you were talking through your scoring for, I think it was the Zara website, if anything, did you see any connection between, I think that was the one that scored the lowest for your visceral because their images were all over the place, there was no set pattern and things like that. Do you think that there's a link, or do you see that there was a link maybe between that and then what people said in the reviews as far as the quality of the product? So is there a link, do you think, between this kind of disarray or unorganized feel and then the quality of the product?
Yeah, I did look at try to find some reviews in Zara, but it's hard because all of those four websites didn't have any reviews. But the Zara, I know Zara is a very popular store and a lot of people shop from, so the quality must be good. So maybe that's why they didn't focus too much on design of the website. Yeah, I couldn't find enough reviews about that. I was wondering if you knew if more people shop nowadays on their phone other than on the computer. I think, at least for me, sometimes if I am on the bus or if I'm just traveling and I just pull up browse on the phone. But I think mostly I just do that phone and do it on the laptop, so I'm not sure. But phones are just very convenient if anywhere. If you don't have a laptop, you just access it anywhere.
Do you think?
But oh, I was just saying, but in the laptop, it was it's bigger pictures, so I think it's just easier to make sure.
Do you think social media has influenced, like Instagram, how they have the ads and goals, YouTube?
Yeah, definitely. For that can be more also for the research how social media also affects that, because that's true, because when I browse on Instagram, I think I click on a lot of the ads for shopping, and that's probably also takes me to when I shop. So that's good.
The real test of mobile platforms is how you're going to feel now that I have your phone.
No separation.
Yeah.
Separation anxiety. All the target ads now.
I was going to ask about the Zara website too. I was wondering if that was a strategy they might have, right? Because they don't want to look like everybody else. And naively struck me as, we are too cool for you. And then I'm like, I'll show you. Right? Here's all my money. But wait a minute, you got me. But so
I think so, because when I looked at the website for the first time, I was so surprised. I was like, oh, this is so different. Based on my research of the literature review, those are the criteria that I determined was based on what customers expect. But so Zara didn't really meet those customer expectations. But I think Zara does have a strategy because it's so different that maybe people do look at it. It's just that some the videos are distracting sometimes, only that, and then it switches every day, so you lose your spot, and then I think the scrolling was just hard, and the text blended in, so it was hard to see. So these are just this is just the simple one. So maybe people with poor eyesight can't really understand what's happening. But I think towards our generation, it's okay if we sit there and study the website a little bit. But for just first impression, it's not designed very well. But this is just based on my opinion too, so or like if I conduct surveys for other